Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Mark Boucher at the top table. We'll start with Mark on this side. Can I ask you to just wait for the roving mic, please? Front row.
Two questions, if you don't mind. Your reflection on a very tough day and your reaction to Rabada's suspension.
Yeah, the day was tough. I think we had a really tough day yesterday. The heat took it out on quite a few of the guys. We got here this morning and we had our plans. I don't think we really executed them too well and gave them some momentum going into sort of lunch and after lunch as well. I think you've got to give credit to where it's due. I think Ben Stokes played a really good innings, and Ollie Pope, was a good support, and then he sort of took it on after Stokes got out. It's quite difficult when you got Kesh bowling really well, and he starts taking on boundary riders. It's quite difficult to keep the rate down. So you've got to give credit where it's due there. But I still think that the wicket is still playing very good. We saw a bit of purchase there for Bess today at the end of the day's play. But I do think that if you put your mind to it and you apply yourself well, there are still a lot of runs out in that wicket. Yes, we're playing at a little bit more pressure than what they're playing at because they got 500. But if we get a partnership together, we saw how difficult it was to take wickets when Pope and Stokes got a partnership going. So we still got to believe in our change room that we can get some big partnerships together and put up a good fight to go out there and ultimately try to save the test. Sorry, your second one was? Rabada. Yeah, disappointing. I've heard about it this morning. Now I've just come into the system and I wasn't aware of all the demerit points and that whole system, how it quite works. So to hear this morning that he's going to be banned for the next test is a massive blow to us. I'll be honest. He's a world-class performer, especially at the Wanderers, where I think that he'd be very effective. So yes, very disappointing. But we got a test match to try and save over here. So we'll have to have a look at our different options once we finish this game and move over to the Wanderers.
Can
you maybe just tell us about what happened with KG? Was there a hearing and were you aware that you didn't have to accept the charge? Was there talk of contesting it? Or how did that happen?
So as far as I know, you can't appeal the level one. We did go in and speak to the match referee yesterday. We did voice our concerns over the sort of the rule that he quoted to us and a couple of variations of the rule. It's a tough one because they talk about excessive celebrations in the area of the batter and showing and sort of making contact with the batter. I don't feel that he made any contact with the batter whatsoever. He wasn't even looking at him. Yes, he was in his space, but the two put together, there's probably different ways you can look at it. Bottom line is it doesn't really matter what we feel now. The match referee has made up his mind, and in his eyes it was a demeanour, and he hit him with a level one, which we can't appeal. I think level one is almost like a little bit of a slap on the wrist, but because of the demerit points that he has picked up, unfortunately he won't be playing the next test.
Ken.
Mark, do you feel like the disappointment of Rabada's suspension that maybe affected the guys out on the field today, that it sort of burst their balloons a bit?
I don't know if most of the guys actually know. We only found out this morning that there was an extra demerit point that that he had picked up because of a level 2 that was then cut short to a level 1. So we weren't 100% sure how many demerit points he actually had. But then we found out this morning. Yes, I think to the point where the guys were sort of down in the field, I don't think so. I think that they still feel that there's a big chance in this test match to do well. I don't think it affected the guys too much with regards to the way today went.
Daniel Telford-Dean.
Mark, during this match and after Cape Town as well, some of the guys are using the word fight a lot, fighting spirit, etc. Did you say today that the plans didn't go according to plan? Looking at Vernon Bolt, 16 over the shoulder, kind of spoke about a muddled thinking with regards to the bowling line. Are you happy with the team where the team is the skill-wise, obviously you can't fault the spirit, but are you happy with the skill level inside?
Like I said, I think the fight is there. The guys are really talking positively in the change room, and the way that they train, and that it's definitely there. They want to get better as a team. I think because of maybe yesterday's long day, our skills were maybe not up to scratch, especially in the morning session. I think we pulled it back nicely after that for a period. When you're in the field for 150 overs, it is difficult to continuously keep your character and also your intensity up for such long periods of time, and I think that's where we probably broke a bit towards the end.
Mark, you've kind of inherited the KG problem because he's got form and he's done it before, and he sat in this very room actually after the Steve Smith thing and said, I've got to learn from this, I've got to move on, and he doesn't seem to have done that. How are you going to fix that problem?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think KG probably bowls at his best when he's nice and aggressive. So it's trying to find a balance of keeping him nice and aggressive and not sort of boxing him in with regards to that, but just understanding the laws of the game and trying to stay on the good side of it rather than just on the flip side of it. So it is going to be tough, but it is something that we definitely will have to address. KG's a team man as well, so he'll feel very disappointed as well at the moment. But yeah, it's something that we will have to address and get a very good balance out of. In our days, I was actually saying earlier, in our days we didn't have to deal with this stuff because we could say pretty much what we wanted and get away with it. So it is a bit of a learning curve for me with all these new rules and regulations that have come in. So yeah, it's a learning curve for me as well to try and get the best out of him with his aggression, but also try and monitor him in the discipline side.
Last 3 questions starting with you.
Mark, can you kind of explain whether your disappointment mainly lies with the new rules and regulations that you've got to cope with, or does your disappointment actually lie with KG and not being able to learn from his previous misdemeanors and now leaving you without your strike bowler for the full test?
I think a little bit of both. If I'm honest, not talking with a coach's cap on. I think that you don't want to take all the aggression out of the game of cricket. You've got 2 countries playing hard cricket against each other. In a heated situation, guys are trying really hard, and sometimes their emotions overflow. So from that side, maybe the rules and regulations a little bit disappointed in that. But if you know the rules and regulations, then you've got to stick to them. So probably a little bit on that side as well. That KG, sort of knows what he can and cannot do, and he maybe just pushed a little bit too far. Like I said, level 1 is just a slap on the wrist. So this is not something that he's like really done badly. It's just a build-up of things. Unfortunately for us, that leaves him out of the next Test match.
Just 2 parts to the question, if you don't mind. First of all, did you think at the time that Joe was dismissed there was anything wrong with the celebration at all? And secondly, do you worry if players have to put their emotions in check when they're actually in the heat of the moment?
No, I didn't. If I'm honest, no, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. We only found out after the day's play that KG is getting called in. So that's an honest answer from myself. And you're saying that the players need to keep themselves in check.
Do you worry that the emotion goes out the game if a bowler takes a wicket, say the England captain, and first of all has to worry about how much he says?
Yes, I am a little bit worried, to be honest with you. There's been quite a few things that have been happening in world cricket at the moment. We saw the last game where sides are going for a win. They're pushing really hard for a win. England had been in the field for a long time, and the swear words obviously weren't great, but it's aggression. And like I said, in our day we would push very hard for a win and try and make batters feel uncomfortable if we're on top. But the laws have changed, so I understand where the ICC want to go with it. But hopefully they find a balance that they don't take the emotion out of the game, because I still think there is a very big part for that in the game of cricket.
Final questions.
Mark, just obviously you wanted to turn into the first Test match and then lost in Cape Town in 2 days, basically end of the pump year. Is there anything that's particularly gone wrong over the last 6-7 days of Test cricket?
I don't think so. I think, if I'm honest, losing the toss here was quite big. I think that the conditions to to bowl in, especially in the morning session yesterday. We didn't expect it to play like that at all. I don't think anyone expected it to play like that. The groundsman was saying is definitely going to do something in the morning session, and then having watched the first couple of overs just do absolutely nothing. That was quite big for us. But we spoke about that in the dressing room and said we're in a situation we've got to try and get ourselves into the game. And I thought we stuck to our plans very well and got ourselves back in the game. But in good batting conditions, if a partnership forms, especially with the way that Stokes plays and Pope played as well. They came in and played very aggressively against our bowlers, and the wicket is good to bat on. So I don't think anything's gone wrong. We could have done a lot of better things in better situations, like tonight. I think playing towards the end of the day play, we need to play those moments better. Tomorrow's another day. We need to go out there and form partnerships. There's still a lot of runs in that wicket. I really do believe that. So there's a big 100 out there for one or two of our batters to come. Our batters have been a little bit shy of runs of late. So, there's good incentive for them to go out there and score well. So, hopefully that can happen. We've seen if you bide your time there, it is difficult to get out. But we'll have to see how tomorrow goes. And our game plans need to be solid, especially against a guy like Bess.